Hi everyone. So let's do a reading for the week ahead. So my intentions for this reading are to be for the next 7 days from whenever you are watching this on your own personal timeline. The energies that I'm getting right now are one of being grateful for the things that you have, even when you're surrounded by problems or even when you feel like nothing is going your way. There's this feeling of just remembering how lucky you are to have the things that you do have. It's an important part of keeping the vibration high. So because of that, I decided to pull an inner child oracle card to see what wants to come out. So we're starting number 1, a time to remember. Look back on your childhood. So I feel like this could be an important message in the sense that when we were children, we would tend to live in the present moment, and we might look at the good side of things and not focus on the problems, or until we had to. So I feel like this is a really good time to do that, to remember your childhood, to think back on the happy times of your childhood. And I know not everyone had happy childhoods, but there were happy moments when you lived in the moment. So I feel like there is something there that I am picking up on about being present, remembering what you have, and almost this feeling of gratitude coming through. So, but let's see what the tarot wants to tell us. So we're starting with the Devil, which I'm going to flip over. 4 of Pentacles, King of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Underneath, Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. Underneath everything is the 7 of Cups. And I feel like this is the energy I was picking up on. I often will look at these 7 cups and you can see that there are all different kinds of choices within these cups. Some of them look pretty horrible and some of them look pretty amazing. So the point is that even though we have all this in front of us, things that we don't like in front of us, we also have things that we do like in front of us. And I feel very strongly that that's the message coming through this week. The High Priestess just wanted to peek out of there too. So this could really just be about using your third eye, perhaps, to meditate, to remind yourself of all the good things that you have in your life. These types of energies keep coming through. And this idea to look back on your childhood is here too, which I really like. I feel like you're dealing with a person this week. This Knight of Pentacles is here. I feel like this is a person that you're making progress with, but I feel like you're making very slow progress, like earth-based progress with this person. So it feels like this is someone that you could have a long-term relationship with. It feels like someone that you kind of want to play the long game with, but it could be that you're focused too much on the things that aren't good. I just saw 333 as I said that. So you might be more focused on the cups that have the bad things in it rather than the cups that have the good things in it. Because I can see that this has been a difficult relationship for you. So I do think that this week ahead is going to be about that. And trying to remember the good things. I feel like this week is going to be a significant week for this relationship because I've deliberately drawn a spread for the next 7 days. So let's see how this all plays out. We have the Devil with the 8 of Swords, and this is what you need to focus on this week. The Devil is about attachments, and the 8 of Swords is about fear. So there's a lot of shadow elements coming out of this for you to focus on. So it feels like you yourself have some perhaps wounds that still need to be addressed, wounds that need to be looked at. With the Devil coming out here, I do feel again that whatever attachments you have, because I also see the 4 of Pentacles, which can be about attachments, that you're being asked to try to positively transform this and to empower yourself. So to use this relationship to help you personally ascend. Regardless of what this person does, there is an opportunity here for you to ascend. And that means by looking at the positive things of the relationship, and that will raise your own vibration and allow you to release this person in some ways. So if you're holding on for dear life for this person because there is an attachment or there is a fear, this is saying this is a perfect opportunity this week for you to stand up for yourself or release this a bit or treat yourself with respect, and don't allow perhaps this person to mistreat you if that's the case, because you have an insecurity that almost requires you to hold on to this person. And I can see that the challenge is going to be releasing this person, even though it feels like it's very combative. The energy between the two of you is very combative. You might feel that this person is bossy or controlling or bullying, or make all this make sense for you, but it feels like you hold on to this person and this energy in spite of what or how they make you feel. There is something about this relationship that makes you feel stable. So perhaps they provide for you, or perhaps there are things that you feel you cannot do that you need them to do. So make that part make sense for you too. But it feels like it's a false sense of security though, because even though perhaps they might be handling some aspects of your life that perhaps you feel like that you can't, I'm still seeing this Five of Swords energy. So this is a very unstable energy. And it almost feels like there's someone who is mistreating you, I want to say, in this energy. But this feels like an opportunity to fix it. There is a strong message coming through with the King of Wands about confidence and you empowering yourself. And this Devil and the King of Wands, I love that they're both here, because the Devil in this case looks like it's an attachment. And whenever we have to work through attachments or work through fears, we need a really strong inner constitution. We need willpower. We need fortitude to fight through that. So for example, if we're trying to, and this is a random example because it has nothing to do with this reading, but if we're trying to fight through an addiction, let's say, it really helps to have the King of Wands show up, because it's that willpower, it's that confidence, it's the strength that we need to power through, of letting something go. And that's what I'm seeing for you and this person. It's like you really need to call on your strength and your willpower, but it's here. It showed up in this reading. So I know that you have it. I know it's within you. And it feels like it's going to start by drawing some kind of a boundary. And as we said with the Seven of Cups in the childhood, one way to raise your vibration is to focus on the good aspects you've had with this person, so that when you do go to communicate with them, you can show up in a way where you're not fighting. You can say, look, I know the history we have together. I know the good times that we've had together, but let's talk about what's going to be our next steps, and what do our lives look like if we were to, where are we going in this relationship? It feels like this is going to be the conversation. It does look like your person is going to be responsive to it. And I think that's why we started with, let's look at the good aspects, because even though things have gone a little bit sideways here between the two of you, there feels like an unhealthy attachment. It feels like there's fear. It feels like there's control issues. But I do think that if you come in with the right attitude, more of a childlike, be present in the moment and talk about the good things, but then bring up, okay, how are we going to fix what's going on in here? It feels to me that they are going to be very receptive to this, that they are going to want to work with you. But I do feel like it starts with you drawing some boundaries and saying, I will not accept this from you anymore. If you want to continue to give me the good things that we were getting in these cups earlier, or what we've already established or made for ourselves, but I'm not accepting this bullying or controlling types of attitudes, aggressive types of attitudes from you anymore. Whatever that is for you, the conflict that seems to be coming from this person just because it's in this row, They're going to be open. They don't want to lose you is what I'm getting from this. And they want to be able to hear what you have to say. And so the Three of Pentacles is about equally giving and receiving, working together, being generous, supporting each other, these types of energies with the Three of Pentacles. And that's how they're going to show up once you have this conversation. So the advice that's coming through is the Two of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So the Two of Pentacles is really about multitasking, but it can also be about taking care of not just this relationship, but also taking care of yourself. And I think that's where the multitasking comes in. That instead of just pouring into this person, which it feels like you've done because of attachments that you have, it feels like you always just gave and gave and gave, regardless of how you were being treated. And now you are starting to put yourself first, or at least on equal footing, where you're saying, okay, I'm going to meet your needs, but I'm also going to meet mine. And when you do that, as you do that, your person is going to be able to see things from a very different perspective. They're going to be able to see things. They're going to see that you are both equally loyal to each other. I'm getting that very strongly, and very steadfast and committed to this relationship, but that you will not take it with anything less than the way you deserve to be treated. You're the King of Wands in this situation. Gender does not matter. You are the king. Regardless of who you are the King of Wands in this reading, which means you're showing up really strong with your boundaries set, your confidence high. And I love this for you because it is going to be able to give you that empowerment to put yourself first and on equal footing to say, no more of this. If you do this, I'm out. But it's really going to give this person time to think about it so that they can fix it and change their perspective and come to you in a way that you deserve. So let's get a few more tarot cards just to wrap this energy up. See if anything else wants to speak up. So the Devil and the Eight of Swords is with the King of Cups. This is about integrity. The King of Cups has the most integrity out of anyone in the deck. And this is because they very much understand their emotions. They embrace their emotions, but they never allow their emotions to dictate how they react in situations. They use those emotions to very intelligently say, okay, now how am I going to push this forward? And so you've now shown up as two kings. You've shown up as the King of Cups and the King of Wands. This tells me that you're ready. You're ready to release this person if they don't come to you in a more controlled and reasonable fashion. The Four of Pentacles and the Five of Swords is with the Moon. So this is about intuition, and the King of Cups is about intuition too. This is really allowing your intuition to tell you where this person is casting illusions on this particular relationship. Is this person gaslighting you into thinking that you deserve to be treated this way? Is this person's combative ways making your attachment issues flare up so that you grab onto them more? And do they know that? And is that why they're doing that? We'll call them out on it, is what the Moon is saying. The King of Wands and the Three of Pentacles is with the Six of Wands. This is definitely about trying to advance this relationship. The Six of Wands is this indication that this can be a very successful relationship if it goes in this way. If you now stand up for yourself and you now put yourself on equal footing so that this person has no choice but to come to you in the right way, then you can advance this relationship, but only then. But if you continue to go the way you've been going, and you tell this person that, no, I'm not accepting this person has no choice. The relationship will just fall apart. Because if you're taking care of yourself and you're drawing those boundaries and you're putting yourself on equal footing, this person can no longer gaslight you or bully you or control you or whatever the situation is for you. So the Two of Pentacles and the Hanged Man is with the Three of Rings, which is the Three of Pentacles. So we have the Three of Pentacles again. This person, I think, really wants to collaborate with you, work with you, wants to make this a more balanced relationship, but I think it's their own fears that drive them to control the situation, and it's your attachment issues that allow that to happen. So it starts with you. laying down a boundary. This I will not accept anymore. And once you do that, it looks like everything else in the relationship is really going to change for the better, because you're putting yourself first, you're working together, you're being honest with this person, and they have a chance to really re-look at how this is going and re-look at the situation for what it is. And I do believe that this person wants to be loyal to you. I don't get the impression that your person has good intentions, but they need to control the situation because they're scared to lose you. But they're going to lose you once you stand up. So it really forces their hand to fix the way they come at this relationship and to really see it from a more enlightened perspective. So, wow, there you go. So there is your reading for the week ahead. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.